Hello everyone, welcome to the first of the multiplayer battles for the new NORSCA update. I am bringing NORSCA. My ally is going to be the Vampire Count, so we're facing off against Bretonnia and Chaos. For my army, my front line is going to be made up of mostly Marauders. We have one Marauder Berserker, a couple Marauders, and then the Icehorn Marauders. I have my Marauder Chieftain on a mount. We have a Feral Mammoth. We also have Familiar Warriors, the renowned Skin Wolf Maws of Savagery with their leader, the Skin Wolf Werekin. Behind those, we have 3 Marauder Javelins, and then we have a Norscan Hound and a Marauder Spearman. My ally has a front line of 3 Graveguard, 2 Cryptors, the Claw of Nagash, 2 Skeletal Warriors back here, 1 Spearman, 1 Normal. They also brought Manfred, I believe, yeah, Manfred von Karstein, and 2 Terrorgeists. For the enemies, we have Bretonnia with the Royal Pegasus Knights. We have 2 Battle Pilgrims, a main line, 2 Peasant Mobs, a main line of Battle Pilgrims, including the new and renowned one, which does magical fire damage. Behind those, we have 2 Peasant Bows, and we also have the Fey Enchantress. And then for their knights over here, we have the Grail Guardians, the new renowned Companions of Quell Nellis, and then another Questing Knight and Knight of the Realm. And then the Chaos player has the renowned Forsaken, the Demon Spew. They have another Forsaken in here somewhere. Also the Weird Spawn, the Mirror Guard. And then they brought a main line of Chaos Marauders. They have 4 of them. There's the other Forsaken right there. They have Archaon, the Everchosen, with his new bodyguard, the Sword of Chaos, a Chaos Warhound with Poison, and a normal Chaos Knight. So we have a lot of armored cav to deal with in this battle, including some flying ones. And right now there's just going to be army positioning here. These armies are going to be kind of moving in together. Me and my ally are going to be kind of moving in together. I'm eventually going to be ending up like this. My ally is going to end up like this and move this way. I'm going to move this way. And then I believe Chaos comes in from this way. Bretonnia comes in from this way with all of the knights as well. But right now Manfred's going to go out and start doing some skirmishing here with spells. I think this is going to be a Fate of Una. Yep, we have a Fate of Una being dropped on those renowned Questing Knights, who look pretty awesome. They're also pretty good. They're like well on their way of becoming Grail Knights, I guess. Meanwhile, Archaon's going to fire back with a Fireball, but it's going to be kind of hard to hit the, well, actually, you nicked him, though. I was going to say hard to hit Manfred on the flying mount with a Fireball, but no, they nicked him. Jeez, that Fate of Una, though. Good God. Also, I brought a Death Wizard, sorry. I also have Fate of Una and Spirit Leech as well. I did not bring any of the Premier casters this time because they're pretty expensive, and I was already having a very expensive army with 2 Mammoths in it, and then the monsters with the Familiar Warriors and the Maws of Savagery. Maws of Savagery and the Skin Wolf are basically my anti-armored cav force. I threw in the Familiar Warriors just because we were facing off against Chaos, and I thought they may have a lot of armored infantry, but they don't really have that much besides the Mirror Guard, and I guess the Forsaken over here are kind of armored, 75. Got a Spirit Leech here on the Royal Pegasus Knights drop from Manfred. Just, again, some kind of positioning going on over here. We have all of the armored cav that's going to be going up this way. And then we have this giant Marauder line that's going to be collapsing in or connecting with mine. Again, I'm going to be shifting my line like this. I'm not sure why I was moving my Death Sorcerer or Death Shaman up here. But right now I have my Norscan Hounds and my anti-large forces in position to just try and countercharge right now. That's why they're in my back line and not like swinging way out here to threaten the 2 Peasant Bowmen. But eventually I will be sending out my Norscan Hounds. Got a quick air skirmish here against the Royal Pegasus Knights. You can see Manfred took a lot of damage. I think he wore a Fireball in the Facebook from Archaon right there. And then we got another Fate of Una being dropped on the Companions here, so the Quest Knights are almost out of the battle before the battle even starts. And now we are going to get into the thick of it. My Marauders are going to be charging it, but we are getting flanked by these Marauders of Forsaken. I need to throw in my Spears to try and save my 3 Javelin throws who are now focusing on the Weird Spawn. Going to swing out my Norscan Hounds over here to get to these Peasant Bretonians because I'm not going to get charged by the Cav fight that's going on over there. My Berserkers are going to be going up here against this Peasant Mob, but I'm going to not charge them, which is a mistake. But again, my Spearman trying to hold off this flanking force, trying to pull my Javelins out of here, and at the same time trying to get damage to the Weird. My 2 Mammoths are going on the Mirror Guard, and they are totally destroying them here, being backed up by my Marauders and Familiar Warriors. These Marauders are going to be holding up against Chaos Marauders and an Aspiring Champion. You can see that I am now getting a Fate of Una on these Demon Spawn because they are going to hurt, and I know I need to murder them. They are very fast, and they are a very big threat to my Javelins. Meanwhile, over here, Archaon and his cav, along with the Bretonnian cav, is charging to the front line of the Vampire Counts, doing some damage a lot of damage to these Cryptors. And actually not much else quite yet, but they definitely targeted the Cryptors, and they nearly dropped. Meanwhile, the flying force of the Vampire Counts are over here trying to deal with the Royal Pegasus Knights, and more specifically these peasant archers. But here come my NORSCA hounds. I'm going to try and finish what they started, as I am still just retreating from these Forsaken. I'm trying to catch them with my units, but they are just so damn fast, and they're tearing my javelins to pieces. So I'm going to throw in my anti-cav squad here, because they are faster than anything else I have right now, as my mammoths are still dealing with these aspiring champions and marauders. My Premier Warriors are just kind of holding up the middle of this line, duking out with the Mirror Guard. Right now, I did not get a charge off with my Marauder Berserkers, so they are losing a fight against these Battle Pilgrims. And the fight with the hull of this cav is not going super well for my ally right now. At least the Claws of Nagash is still alive, so that's really good. But their front line is slowly dying to just this massive amount of cav. The thing is, I want to help them, but I was being chased by these damn demon spew. We finally made them rout here temporarily with our anti-cav squad, but now we have Archaon's bodyguards, and Archaon's going to push forward into my javelins. And I really need them, and obviously they know I need them to try and destroy all this cav. So now I need to run back this way. We ran this way, now we're running this way. And now my Maws of Savagery and my Skin Wolf leader there is now going to be dealing with very advanced cav and Archaon the Ever-Chosen. My two mammoths are over here still dealing with all of the Marauders, Aspiring Champions, the front line of the Chaos player. But I'm going to slowly start pulling them over here. My Hounds have made those Peasant Bowmen rout, and now I'm going to send them into the back of here and support these Terrorgeists. You can see that they're trying to focus down the Claw of Nagash, which is taking a lot of damage. Manfred is still alive over here. And I think two Terrorgeists are both still alive, duking it out with all of these Knights. Again, I'm bringing my Mammoths over here to try and assist against Archaon and the Swords of Chaos, which we have now made to rout. And now we're going to throw in some Javelins, I think, on these weird spawn. Try to bring them down because they are unbreakable, so we're going to need to kill them all. Meanwhile, the Familiar Warriors still duking it out with the Aspiring Champions over here, helping out these Grave Guard. These warriors, I'm not going to get into the battle for a little while. My allies' forces have taken a heavy beating, but their main force of Manfred and the two Terrorgeists are still up. The Claw of Nagash is still up, and I'm going to be throwing in our Marauder Chieftain with the Mammoth in here, along back up with the Maws of Savagery, which are good anti-cav unit, especially on the charge. And we're going to just start wreaking havoc on what remains of this cav. But to be fair, they were already well depleted with the fight against the Vampire Counts. My Mammoth there is just kind of cleanup. Meanwhile, this Mammoth is going to be used to try and stop these Battle Pilgrims from getting into my Marauders with Javelins, because I need them to do something. So now I'm going to try and pull them up here and start doing some more damage to the Grail Guardians, who my Maws of Savagery are still dealing with. But now Archaon is also still dealing with my Shaman of Death. But I've kind of used most of my Winds of Magic at this point with Spirit Leeches, multiple Spirit Leeches. I think I did on the Fair Enchantress, maybe one on Archaon, I can't remember. And he is eventually going to rout the Shaman there. There we go, Grail Guardians now off. Over here, the only thing holding is my Premier Warriors, but along with my allies' Grave Guard. But that's okay, but we have more Forsaken coming over here that are going to be flanking my poor Marauders who've been just chased this entire battle. I think I'm going to have to throw my Maws of Savagery and my Skin Werewolf, is that what it's called? Skin Wolf Werekin, into these Forsaken to try and stop them. We're going to throw a round of Javelins in there also to try and stop them. Two Mammoths help my ally clear up what was remaining of the cav and Battle Pilgrims over here, so now we're going to start chasing these Forsaken. The two Terrorgeists did a really good job. Manfred is still alive, Claw of Nagash is still alive, so the key units of my allies' army still made it to the very end, and we are going to shatter the enemy forces, including Archaon, who we really didn't do too much damage to, but oh my god. Like, I was on the edge of my toes the entire time trying to keep my poor Javelins alive. They were being chased everywhere. Like, they could never really just get a stable area to sit and just throw Javelins, which, you know, was good on my enemy's part for keeping them busy. But, you know, Mammoths be Mammoths, so they did a lot of work. The thing is, though, it seemed like my enemies were kind of ignoring the Mammoths, which is probably a good thing, because if you destroy the rest of the person's army and don't focus a lot of your attention on the Mammoths who can tank so much damage, if you can break their morale, like, the Mammoths will shatter. They're not unbreakable, so I think that was a good strategy to try and take out the rest of our forces. You can see here, though, my Marauder Chieftain and Pharaoh Mammoth got a lot of kills, and I focused on those Mirror Guard first, which are very expensive. They're 1,100, I think. They're an upgraded form of the Chaos Warriors, and they just look awesome. You'll see them here in the replay. But that's why I focused them down first. I threw my Premier Warriors in there, too, so those are all my anti-armor. My poor Javelins, they got, like, nothing done. They got some damage done on those weird spawn, these guys, but they were being chased like the entire battle. The Berserkers still managed to get 100 kills, even though they did not do a charge against the Battle Pilgrims, which again was my bad. The Marauder line held for a little while. They're just Marauders. These guys held a little bit longer, which I expected to, because they're tougher, stronger, and higher moraled Marauders. They're pretty good. And my spearmen just got crushed by Forsaken. I threw them in there just to try and stop them from getting too much javelins. The Skin Werewolf and the Maws of Savagery I feel really good with. I think that's a solid combo. You may not even need the Skin Werewolf, but I like it because he's an anti-large focus as well. So I like running them in a pack because, you know, they're werewolves in a pack and stuff. Anyway, for my ally here, the Graveguard held a very long time. The poor Cryptoros got singled out pretty quickly and died. But the Terrorgeist and Manfred did a ton of work. The Claw and the Gash was doing its AoE aura thingamabobbers and doing a lot of work there. And then for Xiphos, very good job in pressuring my poor javelins. They got just basically crushed and was never able to do anything. A lot of damage for the Sword of Chaos. They are, I think stat-wise, they're pretty similar to Grail Guardians. They are very tough. There's very few of them, but they're pretty good. Renowned unit, I think you'll see them a lot, and they got a lot of kills there, especially considering there's only 18? Is it 18 to you? Like, they're very small, but they're very, very strong. These Knights, 49 kills is really good. These Demon's Bow just massacred my poor Javelins. Aspiring Champions could do damage to my Marauders, including the Mirror Guard before they died, and their Marauder line did pretty good against mine. And then for Aurora here, the battle programs did really well. The Holy Wardens, didn't really get to see them do too much. I think they were thrown against the Graveguard, so they were just kind of mixed in with all the Knights there. Speaking of Knights, these poor Companions didn't get to do a thing because they were Fate of Buna down. Grail Guardians, 50 kills. The Royal Pegasus Knights were a little bit outclassed in the air against two Terrorgeists and Manfred, but they still get netted 7 kills. And then the Quest Knights, 50 kills is pretty good. And they kept their Fan Enchantress alive, I think, to the bitter end, even though we tried to murder her. So a good game to Zeva Hazard, ODM Xiphos, and ODM Aurora. Hope you enjoyed the battle. Let's watch a cinematic view. Mammoth Bud.
Run into the ground!
The Renowned Marauder unit looks pretty cool. I like them.
Command accepted.
Pretty cool unit. Now one of the best looking units in the game, Mirror Guard. I like them a lot because they got the little like Roman plumage thing going on, which is just, they just look awesome. There's those weird Renowned units. They're pretty good. There's Battle Pilgrims. Way out here should be those Forsaken, yeah. Poisoned Forsaken. Probably gonna be seeing them a lot too. I think they're pretty good.
Bring us to carnage!
No time wasted.
Chaos on Chaos Aids.
Blood God! Charge!
Poor Javelins.
Quick, hurry!
And these Forsaken just like chew through my spearmen. Just like literally walk through them. They just walk through them.
On my way.
To the dead! Charge them! To the souls! Lead us
Finally
to
deal with
the
them, and then the damn elite bodyguard unit of Archaon comes along. No! Stop it! Then Big Papa Mammoth come in. That is so many just big, nasty creatures. Terror guys, mammoth, werewolves, giant, undead, ethereal chariot of nastiness. Another mammoth. I think the Familiar Warriors and the... Like, these two just duked it out the entire game. Which is really a waste on my part, because these Aspiring Champions are so much cheaper than Familiar Warriors. Plus, I think they have magic resistance, right? Or is that wrong? I guess that's wrong. I thought they did. For some reason. Oh, maybe just because I know they have magical attacks. It's probably... But yeah, like, they just duked it out. And this fight wasn't even over. Like, they eventually ran, but like, that so could have went if their morale held up. Which again was a waste of my Familiar Warriors. They got basically tar-pitted by Aspiring Champions. But anyway, good game to everybody again. Hope you enjoyed that first NORSCA battle. And I will see you all next time. Take care.